Hi guys, it's April and I garden down in southeast Nebraska, zone 5B, and this is another garden tour. So for the last couple garden tours, I've mentioned the fact that I've needed to pull some of these plants out. I've actually started that process. So I'm slowly paring all of this back so that when the end of the season actually hits, I'm not overwhelmed trying to get all of this cleaned. But that also means that I am saying goodbye to some of these plants. I will definitely show you that process, but there is still a lot going on in this garden, and I am still pulling up and preserving and trying to figure out how to use all of this abundance. So I don't think I've talked about the corn for a while. So as you can see, it has dried back and is actually ready to be cut down, but I'm gonna wait a couple weeks. All of this is different kinds of popcorn. I think I've got strawberry popcorn and mini blue. There might be a pink one of some kind in there as well. I don't quite remember. But I don't technically need the popcorn. This is all for decoration. So as soon as we're about to hit October, all of this is going to be cut down and I'm going to use it as decoration out front. But as you can see, this got to be a little bit of a mess. This is normally where I put the plants that I've either pulled up or I've cut back. I put them in this area for a while before I can move them out. And as you can see, some of the stuff self-seeded. So it's a little chaotic in there. But the corn did fine. Loop around. Shall we go over here first? Because this is where my cutting back started. As you can see, we still have some of these tomato plants. But right here, I pulled up 3 different tomato plants. So there was one back there and there was 2 up here. I believe it was the Paul Robeson and 2 Tiger Roma plants, one green and one yellow. This one will probably be the next tomato plant that I pull, because I think I want to clean out this area over here because it's just getting too much. But another thing that I retired for the year was the last of our zucchini. The squash bugs had just taken that plant out. We had one last zucchini on it, but otherwise it was time for it to go. But as you can see, the ground cherry just filled itself in. And we've got all of the other squash plants. Some of them are showing signs of dying back, but the funny part is, the other day, I noticed a brand new candy roaster. So this is candy roaster number 3. We've got buried in all of this with the squash bug. 1 candy roaster. And it looks like we're starting to get some of the cowpeas. And then, if I can do this without stepping on all the vines, we have the first candy roaster. Oh, and look at that. We've got another candy roaster. We're gonna have a lot of candy roasters. So that's fun. My next project will probably be to harvest these pumpkins. Because some of these vines look good, but this vine right here, not so much. So we've got 2 small pumpkins, kind of waiting for the vine to die back a little bit more before I harvest them. And we got that one right there. And so I think we'll just get those pumpkins, and I don't think I'll get anything else off of this. Let's see if I can get through here. We have, though, while they're not pumpkins, we have these hybrids, which are the butterkin. Got one there, and I believe I've got a whole bunch right in through there that I need to harvest at some point. But this plant looks so healthy that it doesn't feel like the right time to pull them up yet. And at this point, you can kind of see the pepper plants that are in there. I mean, they're there, but I don't think we're getting anything off of them this year, which is fine. I've got more than enough. The sunflowers are really starting to lean. It's hard to get through here anymore. But it just, this is my magic place. It will forever be my magic place. This is a feeling I want to recreate each year because I love it. We have a whole bunch of new sunflowers. Pretty sure that these are from the bird feeder because they are popping up in the oddest place, and the bird feeder is buried right in there. I might move it next year because this butterfly weed has taken over this area pretty bad. But let's go walking through here. See if I can do it without knocking into all of the sunflowers. We have all of the sweet peppers. Need to come through and harvest a bunch of those. I think there's like a banana pepper in there that's turned red because I left it on too long. But yeah, we got a bunch of sweet peppers that are probably ready. I've been in and out of this area picking stuff. So some of the bigger bells I have harvested, but there are still a few on the plants. I've actually stopped being methodical about harvesting tomatoes. These guys have gone wild beyond belief. I think when I'm doing my cleanup, I'll trim these back and see if there's anything in there that I still want, but I have put up all that I really want to put up this year. Oh, this sunflower. This sunflower. Okay, getting distracted. We've got more wild tomatoes over here. And then it looks like part of my kiwi plant right here is dying back for some reason. Not sure what's going on there. Looks like we're getting something on these kiwi plant, but it is that time of year. We're getting close to a frost, so I'm not ultimately surprised. Look at the zinnias. There's some more back in there that I can't get to, but my favorite will always be these little petite ones. This is part of the Dreamland series, and I make sure every year that I get a pack of these because as much as I love the big wild zinnias, these compact little guys are just, I love them. Turn around. So like I said, this is just wild with tomatoes. I have some onions right here. These are the candy onions. In the other bed, kind of planted out the same. Over here, I had the Walla Wallas. Harvested those the other day because I left them a little too long, and now they're in the point of the season in which they're starting to grow again, so they're going mushy on me. I need to get them out of the ground. But yes, here is my wild tomatoes. They haven't really been producing, even though I said I haven't been harvesting. We just got so hot, and now we are getting so cold that I'm pretty sure most of these plants are like, I'm out, I'm done. Kind of like this butternut here. This is the honey nut. I can show you one of the fruit over here. Maybe. It's almost looking ready. Harvested maybe 7 of these the other day because I looked over at these vines and they were dying back. And I'm sure my husband would love to get in here to mow. So this might be one of the next plants to be removed, because I think it's done. I definitely need to come through and harvest these carrots. Got a carrot over here. It's actually turning colors. That's interesting. I have never seen that before. But yeah, I need to get these carrots out of the ground and stored up. This hot pepper bed is actually a bed I haven't touched for a while, as you can tell by all the overripe peppers. We aren't a particularly spicy family, though we do like a little bit of kick. But I think, okay, how many plants? We've got 6 actual spicy peppers and then 2 spicy flavored but not spicy hot. And that's just too much for us. It looks like, let's see if we can get over here. We've got some poblanos that are turning, so those can be harvested soon. And then I've got a whole bunch of these ahi. They're just this plant. Granted, they're a lot smaller than the first flush of fruit that I have harvested. I think we're just getting to that part of the season where the plants are like, okay, we're almost there. Put out whatever you can. Go! But yeah, like I said, we've got these habanadas. Got a ton of them. And a little bit of these goes a long way, because that flavor is pretty strong even if it isn't spicy. So I'm never going to do more than one plant, but there might be a year where I don't do a plant. Otherwise, we've got more tomato plants that I have been ignoring significantly. One day I'll just go through and see if there's anything there to harvest. This year has hit me a little bit differently than the first 2 years that I garden. I've actually hit a wall this year where I didn't want to be outside, didn't want to deal with everything, and that is showing the most in my tomato plants. And part of it is because I did harvest so many tomatoes already because I had planted so many tomatoes. There's just 2 of us, though I do share a lot of what I produce, but yeah. You got some more peppers coming in, and my runner beans, which I'm still hoping at some point to find actual beans on, but I don't think I'm going to, because look at that. Something's getting it first. Interesting. Suppose should take you over to the other bed. Anymore, I feel like I have to start this side of the garden with this view of my deck being eaten. Wave at my shadow. But yeah, I'm letting these tomatoes go wild. I'm still harvesting off of these ones, but mostly because they're so close to the back door. And so it's not that hard to grab a couple of these cherry tomatoes. But I have officially created a screen so no one can see onto the patio, which is kind of what I was going for. Celery over here has come back with a vengeance. There's also one over there next to the brads. But the brad is dying back because I kind of forgot to water it for a short while there. And so it's like, okay, I guess I'm done. Whoops. Otherwise, we got the peach tree and the strawberries. I need to go through. I need to cut off those shoots at the base of the tree. Ooh. But is this peach? Ooh, it's getting soft. That'll be probably ready in a couple days. Woo! I might get at least one peach. Did go through and pull off all the fruits off of this eggplant. And then we have this tomato plant. It has just gone crazy. I don't know what it's doing, but it's there. Blueberry plants, still alive. And I need to empty out that pot. So overall, for the season starting to wrap up, there is technically still a lot going on in this garden. I think what I need to do is just invite a couple of my local friends and family to come through and just pull whatever tomatoes and peppers that they want. Yeah. I will say I am excited about the winter squash that is starting to come in. I'm feeling the fall vibe, so I'm ready for those squashes. I'm ready to make butternut squash risotto. I'm ready to carve pumpkins, ready for the pumpkin bread. But I'm kind of done with the tomatoes. I could still do some of the peppers, and while I don't look forward to preserving up those onions, it's not my favorite task. It's time. It was probably time about a month ago. Here we are. We're still going. We're still kicking. And like I said, I should probably ask if any of my people are deficient in tomatoes and give them a nice full basket. There's probably a good handful on each of those plants. So this is my garden in the middle of September. We've got probably about 3 or so weeks until our first frost. It's usually around October 13th. So like I said, I'm starting to pull back the plants and get ready for that. But I am looking forward to that rest period. I think for the first time, I'm ready for it. But if you want to see how this garden continues for the rest of the season, I do a garden tour every week. So subscribe down below, hit the bell, do all the things to get notifications so you can see each week how this garden looks. Otherwise, I do have an Instagram and Threads account where I do photos of what I'm harvesting or what I'm preserving and how I'm handling all that. This last week was a little bit of a non-week. I didn't do a lot of documenting what I was doing. I got a little bit too into what I was actually doing. But normally, I do put up a lot of what I am doing over there. But for now, this is my garden. I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see you guys again in another video. I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.